To help pay for all of this, we're putting students ahead of lenders by eliminating wasteful student loan subsidies that cost taxpayers billions each year. All in all, we are making college affordable for 7 million more students. With a sweeping investment in our children's futures and America's success. And I call on Congress to join me and the American people by making these investments possible. This is how we will help meet our responsibility as a nation to open the doors of college to every American. But it will also be the responsibility of colleges and universities to control spiraling costs. We can't just keep on putting more money in and universities. And colleges not doing their part to hold down tuitions. And it's the responsibility of our students to walk through the doors of opportunity. In just a single generation. America has fallen from 2nd place to 11th place in the portion of students completing college. That is unfortunate, but it's by no means irreversible. With resolve and the right investments, we can retake the lead once more. And that's why, in my address to the nation the other week, I called on Americans to commit to at least 1 year. Or more of higher education or career training, with the goal of having the highest proportion of college. Graduates in the world by the year 2020. And to meet that goal, we are investing $2.5 billion to identify and support innovative initiatives across the country that achieve results in helping students persist and graduate. So let's not stop at education with college. Let's recognize a 21st century reality: learning doesn't end in our early 20s. Adults of all ages need opportunities to earn new degrees, and new skills, especially in the current economic environment. That means working with all our universities and schools. Including community colleges, a great and undervalued asset to prepare workers for good jobs in high-growth industries. And to improve access to job training, not only for young people who are just starting their careers. But for older workers who need new skills to change careers. And that's going to be one of the key tasks that Secretary Solis is involved with. Is making sure that lifelong learning is a reality and a possibility for more Americans. It's through initiatives like these that we'll see more Americans earn a college degree. Or receive advanced training, and pursue a successful career. And that's why I'm calling on Congress to work with me to enact these essential reforms. And to reauthorize the Workforce Reinvestment Act. That's how we will round out a complete and competitive education in the United States of America. So here's the bottom line: yes, we need more money, yes, we need more reform. Yes, we need to hold ourselves more accountable for every dollar we spend. But there's one more ingredient I want to talk about. No government policy will make any difference unless we also hold ourselves more accountable as parents, because government no matter how wise or efficient, cannot turn off the TV or put away the video games. Teachers, no matter how dedicated or effective. Cannot make sure your child leaves for school on time and does their homework when they get back at night. These are things only a parent can do. These are things that our parents must do. I say this not only as a father, but also as a son. When I was a child, my mother and I lived overseas. And she didn't have the money to send me to the fancy international school where all the American kids went to school. So what she did was she supplemented my schooling with lessons from a correspondence course. And I can still picture her waking me up at 4:30 a.m. 5 days a week, to go over some lessons before I went to school. And whenever I'd complain and grumble and find some excuse and say, "Ah, I'm sleepy," she'd patiently repeat to me her most powerful defense. She'd say, "This is no picnic for me either, Buster." And when you're a kid, you don't think about the sacrifices they're making. She had to work, I just had to go to school. But she'd still wake up every day to make sure I was getting what I needed for my education. And it's because she did this day after day, week after week. Because of all the other opportunities and breaks that I got along the way, all the sacrifices that my grandmother and my grandfather made along the way. That I can stand here today as President of the United States. It's because of the sacrifices. See, I want every child in this country to have the same chance that my mother gave me. That my teachers gave me, that my college professors gave me, that America gave me. You know these stories, you've lived them, as well. All of you have a similar story to tell. You know, I want children like Ivan Bohorquez to have that chance. Ivan is a student at Village Academy High School in California. Now, Village Academy is a 21st century school where cutting-edge technologies are used in the classroom. Where college prep and career training are offered to all who seek it. And where the motto is respect, responsibility, and results. Now, a couple of months ago, Yvonne and her class made a video talking about the impact that our struggling economy was having on their lives. And some of them spoke about their parents being laid off, or their homes facing foreclosure. Or their inability to focus on school with everything that was happening at home. And when it was her turn to speak, Yvonne said, "We've all been affected by this economic crisis. We are all college-bound students, we're all businessmen and doctors and lawyers and all this great stuff. And we have all this potential, but the way things are going, we're not going to be able to fulfill it. It was heartbreaking that a girl so full of promise was so full of worry that she and her class titled their video, "Is Anybody Listening?" So, today, there's something I want to say to Yvonne and her class at Village Academy. I am listening. We are listening. America is listening. And we will not rest until your parents can keep your jobs. We will not rest until your parents can keep their jobs and your families can keep their homes. And you can focus on what you should be focusing on, your own education, until you can become the businessman. Doctors, and lawyers of tomorrow, until you can reach out and grasp your dreams for the future. For in the end, Yvonne's dream is a dream shared by all Americans. It's the founding promise of our nation, that we can make of our lives what we will. That all things are possible for all people, and that here in America, our best days lie ahead. I believe that. I truly believe if I do my part. And you, the American people, do yours, then we will emerge from this crisis a stronger nation. And pass the dream of our founding on to posterity, ever safer than before. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Barack Obama. Holocaust Days of Remembrance Commemoration Address. Delivered April 23, 2009, Washington, D. C. Thank you very much. To Sarah Bloomfield, for the wonderful introduction and the outstanding work she's doing. To Fred Zeidman, Joel Guiderman, M.R. Weasel, thank you for your wisdom and your witness, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senator Dick Durbin. Members of Congress, our good friend the Ambassador of Israel, members of the United States Holocaust Memorial Council. And most importantly, the survivors and rescuers and their families who are here today. It is a great honor for me to be here, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to address you briefly. We gather today to mourn the loss of so many lives, and celebrate those who saved them. Honor those who survived, and contemplate the obligations of the living. It is the grimmest of ironies that one of the most savage, barbaric acts of evil in history began in one of the most modernized societies of its time, where so many markers of human progress became tools of human depravity. Science that can heal used to kill, education that can enlighten used to rationalize away basic moral impulses. The bureaucracy that sustains modern life used as the machinery of mass death are ruthless. Chillingly efficient system where many were responsible for the killing, but few got actual blood on their hands. While the uniqueness of the Holocaust in scope and in method is truly astounding. The Holocaust was driven by many of the same forces that have fueled atrocities throughout history, the scapegoating that leads to hatred and blinds us to our common humanity. The justifications that replace conscience and allow cruelty to spread. The willingness of those who are neither perpetrators nor victims to accept the assigned role of bystander. Believing the lie that good people are ever powerless or alone, the fiction that we do not have a choice. But while we are here today to bear witness to the human capacity to destroy, we are also here to pay tribute to the human impulse to save. In the moral accounting of the Holocaust, as we reckon with numbers like 6 million, 'as we recall the horror of numbers etched into arms, we also factor in numbers like these. "7,200 the number of Danish Jews ferried to safety, many of whom later returned home to find the neighbors who rescued them had also faithfully tended their homes and businesses and belongings while they were gone.